Hey guys, we are back for another video. So, as I stated to you all, I wanted to really listen to that Carlos King and Nene interview slow. And I kept pausing it because I wanted to pull out some things that I felt was very much interesting to me. Now, one of the things that I would love to talk about is going to be the relationship between Cynthia Bailey and Nene Leakes. Now, this is going to be for my day oneers. Now, if you guys are not day oneers, you may not understand what I'm saying. But if you are a day one Real Housewives of Atlanta person and you've been watching from the very first season, you have saw the interviews, you know what's going on with this show. So what I'm going to say is Nene stated that she has information that allegedly, I'm saying allegedly, but Nene is saying that it is a fact that Cynthia Bailey tried to get her can from the show. Okay, let's unpack this just a little bit. I do not recall the season, but I'm going to say this, and hopefully, you guys can connect the dots if you've been watching the show. We know for a fact that Cynthia Bailey is a liar, and I'm going to tell you why. Cynthia Bailey was mic'd. During the time she was mic'd, she stated that she was supposed to pretend that she did not know that Kenya was coming. The problem here is Nene and Cynthia were best friends. The point of the issue is not that Kenya was coming back. The issue was Nene was her best friend and she never even told her best friend that the girl that is giving you such a hard time is coming back. Let's go back a little. Nene, one of the reasons that Nene didn't like Kenya was basically because, I mean, Kenya is just a problem. I mean, you guys watch the show. Her whole existence is getting into it with people. That's her whole existence. But also, Kenya came at Cynthia hard. So Cynthia and Kenya wasn't even friends at first. And then Kenya tried to befriend Nene, and Nene rejected her for that reason because, and she said it on Carlos King's interview, was one of the reasons is because how she was actually coming at Cynthia. Now, this is where it gets interesting, and this is where Cynthia is looking like a snake. Cynthia goes back and befriends the very person that Nene rejected after the same person tried to befriend Nene. And one of the reasons why Nene said, I'm not going to be friends with Kenya is because Kenya had a problem with my best friend, Cynthia. But Cynthia went back behind Nene's back, knew that Kenya was coming back on the show and didn't even warn her. The reason why you needed to warn her because you knew that they were at odds, and then you said on your mic, because you didn't know that the mic was on, that you were supposed to pretend that you did not know that Kenya was coming back. Cynthia, we heard you say that, honey. And then you try to lie and explain it. There is no explanation for that. We understand. We understand that you said something and you didn't know that you were mic'd or you didn't know the mic was on and you got busted out, honey. And what that leads me to believe, when Nene said that there was an alliance, you were part of it. And Nene is stating that you also tried to get her canned. I'm sorry, I believe that because everything Nene has stated about the alliance for years has been denied. And now, guess what? Everybody's saying it's an alliance. But guess what? When Nene said it was an alliance, you didn't want to admit it. And just like Nene says, Cynthia, that you are actually 50 Cent because that's your ghetto person and that's who you really are. But on camera, you pretend to be a different person. Oh, I saw that, Cynthia. I've saw how you can get. You can get bout it. But then in front of that camera, you try to pretend like you're this or you're that. But we saw you unravel. We saw you kick Portia on the boat. So Cynthia came on the show. When she came on the show, Nene was supposed to take her under her wing, which she did, and show her the ropes, and they ultimately ended up being great friends. Well, at least Nene thought that they were great friends. And then Cynthia went back, doubled back, linked up with people that didn't even like her, and joined on their team against her. But she did it in silence because Nene thought something was up, but she really couldn't put her finger on it. So Cynthia is the type of person, ladies, that you need to watch out for. Whenever you feel that something is off, 9 times out of 10, it is off. Because as we can see in this case, Nene knew that something was off about their friendship, and then she would confront Cynthia about certain things, and then Cynthia would just lie about it. I don't believe that Nene lied when she said that Cynthia was one of the people that was trying to stop her from being on the show. What benefit would it be to Cynthia? Well, I'll tell you what benefit it would be. I think when you're on this type of show, the person who's been there the longest generally get the most money. We saw Candy come on the show. We saw Candy and Nene go at it back and forth. But if you guys pay attention, it was mostly Candy coming at Nene because Candy always was there to play the game. The difference in Candy and Nene is the type of person that speaks what's on her mind. She operates out of a lot of emotion. And Candy was trying to play chess. So when Candy came on the show, she knew what she was there for, and she used all of those people to her benefit. If you guys are watching the show now, the same place that Candy said Nene was at, and the same demeanor Candy and the rest of the crew was saying that Nene has, is the same demeanor and attitude that everybody is saying Candy has. So what does that tell you guys? What does that tell you? Cynthia could have very well plotted against the other girls to get Nene off the show because the goal is to be the last one standing. And what they do is they just check them off one by one. But the thing of it is as a female, you have to be careful when you get into these relationships with women. When they show you who they are, believe them. Because the signs that Cynthia showed, she had been showing those for a while. And I think Nene, just being a good-hearted person, that she is, because she is a good person, that she wanted to have the friendship with Cynthia and she just looked past it. Come on, guys. We watched the show. We saw how they would try to basically tell Cynthia, yeah, you need to stand up for yourself. And Cynthia just did whatever it was she needed to do to secure her own self. So just be careful, ladies, when you run into Cynthias out there in these streets. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.